bargain shopping in the region. Cityware, Style for Less, and Dollar Tree, to name just a few. Friendly shop owners and staff are waiting for you to stop in for the many specials and bargains they're excited to share. The Tri-City Shopping Center is located just off I-10 between Alabama and the Tennessee exits in Redlands. Make it your home for all your shopping needs, and you'll know why the Tri-City Center is called the Mall with a Heart.
This is Pastor Greg from Chosen Generation Radio Show, heard right here on Kcaa, 1 p.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays. Do any of these sound familiar? Not sleeping well, waking up tired, drinking more coffee than usual, can't stay focused, craving sugary drinks and snacks, feel like you're stuck on a treadmill, having trouble managing your weight, not sick but not firing on all cylinders? Any one of these could mean that you might have a system overload, and Thyrodrenal might just be right for you. Think about it. You've probably been feeling like this for a while. Life has a way of wearing you down, and if you aren't getting the right nutrients, then physical and emotional wear and tear will take its toll. Most of us at some time or another could use some nutritional support for our adrenal and thyroid glands to bring things back in balance. Our bodies respond well to optimal nutrition to keep daily energy levels up and stress levels down. Try Thyrodrenal from Michael's Naturopathic Programs, a nourishing support formula with vitamins, minerals, and herbs to put back what life takes out. Look for Michael's on the label. We're serious about good health. Thyrodrenal is available at leading health food stores nationwide. If you don't see it on the shelf, then ask for it by name. Thyrodrenal.
Are you tired of CNN constantly negative news headlines? Then come balance with Dr. Marissa, the kinder, gentler Dr. Laura. Tune in every Thursday at 7 for the podcast of the year top 10 award-winning show, Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa on KCAA, AM 1050, FM 102.3, and FM 106.5, streaming online at kcaaradio.com. Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah, right here on KCAA, the stations that leave no listener behind.
Psst. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Do you know where you are? Well, you've done it now. You're listening to KCAA Loma Linda, your CNBC news station. So expect the unexpected.
Hello, hello, hello. It is time for Empire Talks Back. I'm Wallace Allen on the case for truth and justice with the right information to help improve the situation. And part of the right information is to let you know that I have Miss Tammy Martin-Riles here to my right. We're in some new digs today, so if there's a little extra enthusiasm in our voice, that's because we've just made a big move. I think we're out here somewhere between Alabama. We're out between Alabama. We moved to Alabama and where are we? Tennessee. Between Alabama and Tennessee.
We in Palm Springs.
No. No, we're between Alabama and Tennessee. We're making a big move, but we're still in California, the greatest place on the planet. Here to once again try to make things better. Tammy, making the world a better place is part of the job.
Yes, and I'm trying to go live.
One of the things that I would like to confess to at this point, however, is that there are a lot of folks who have were able to attend a meeting with Mr. Donald Trump Jr. and some folks from Russia. I just wanted to let it be known that I wasn't invited. I wasn't there. So, you know, it wasn't just everybody that made it to that meeting. I wasn't there. I was not invited. But I do probably know everything that went on there as much as anybody else in terms of people.
So you felt that if they invited you, you would have just let them know what was really going on?
Well, first of all, if they had invited me, I would have said, if you want to speak to me and you want to be Russian, you should buy me a ticket to Russia. I've never been. I've never been.
I mean, I've never been either. Yeah, but what do you think would have happened if we showed up, Wallace?
Well, they probably the same thing that happened. We would have exchanged great information. Listen, I don't know.
Maybe we should invite him on the radio show.
The joke has gone too far. I was not there. I was not there. I don't know what happened. I, like many other people, would like to know what happened. But is it legal or illegal? I don't know. The main thing I know is that it appears that folks are not getting along on the planet as well as they could and should. It appears that people are not as valued as much as they could be or should be, and that we're more involved in things and commodities and things of that such, as opposed to caring about people. You know, so as I'm looking at at the concept of health insurance, as I look at the concept of social responsibility, people caring about and doing for each other, I just see that we're not as close and tight on it as we should be. I think that people are not speaking enough to people that they disagree with, Tammy. I think that we are, we're grabbing and acting as though everything in the world deserves to be treated like, you're on a team, and if you're not on my team, then I should hate you. There was a soccer game. What is it? I don't know what it is about soccer, but the fans in soccer seem to really be so inflamed about their teams that when the teams, and first of all, soccer, they score 2 points, 1 point, 3 points, so it's not a lot of points scoring, but the fans, there's a Senegal, there was a game in Senegal this last week where people were so excited and upset about the score that a fight started between the fans on one team and the fans on the other. Next thing, the stands broke. 3, 5, 8 people got killed. Dozens of folks were injured in a stampede, all because somebody didn't like the fact that I went to a game, I saw action, I saw all of the stuff I went to see, but I wasn't satisfied with the way my team scored, and so I got in a fight. That's stupid.
But that's been occurring for years, though. I mean, what? Don't we have our Raider Nation? Don't they fight to the end?
Well, and part of the word of fan is, fantastic, fanatic.
I know I'm sliding seats in the middle of this wall.
Well, that's okay, Tammy.
Okay.
We're getting used to the new studio here. It's a big studio too.
Yes, it is.
Well, I had asked about could we have guests out here, but it looks like we'd actually, if someone came and set up a little stove, we could have breakfast and everything right here.
And then, it could be the Empire Talks Back in Search of Truth and Justice Breakfast Club.
Nothing wrong with that. Only thing stopping us from being that right now is the breakfast or the lack of it. So, Tammy, we had a great week. Yes. I know that you're spending time working with your students preparing for their conference. You want to tell us a little bit about how that's going?
Oh my God! Yes, the youth conference is.
Oh, by the way, your intern Charles.
Yes.
He called me up a couple of times, beat me up about the money very nicely.
Yes, he did.
He just did a good job, and I'm proud of him.
Yes, and we thank you very much, and Westside Story News is a sponsor, so you're going to see their lovely face on all of our advertising. I can't even get it out.
What's the address here?
The address here is, Lord help me,
1378.
Is it 1378?
Joe, is that it? 1378?
Industrial Avenue. Okay.
Something like that. Yeah, Jerry, we moved on you, brother. It's just like, remember when you were 19, son, and you went by to see that girl? She was gone.
But tell them we're in the Burlington Coat Factory shopping center, right across from Renter Center and right next to the nail shop.
Right.
So you can get a lot of stuff done, Jerry. I mean, you can shop, go get you some furniture, and go home with your nails shiny. So I don't know what that's all about, but I just had to get that out. But back to that youth conference. The Youth Business Conference is all about the youth. It's all about exploring their entrepreneurial skills. And we want to start young. We say 13 to 26 because we know that by the time the kids get out of college, some of them are lost. They don't know what they want to do.
Well, and then the college experience is such a nice little spot and place that it takes you a couple of years after you leave college to realize that you're not there and to get back into the real world. It took me maybe 8 years. I don't know.
Really? But
just kidding.
But you know what? In talking to the we're trying to read lips. In talking to the youth, I try to talk to them even while they're in college. Why are you not doing internships? You need to start doing something around your second or third year.
Well, many of them are torn between an internship possibility and the other possibility of requirement of making some money. So many of them need a job. So if our internships are able to give them access to making some money, then I think we have a better shot at it. That's why I like the idea of an entrepreneurial circumstance, because part of that says, hey, we're going to show you how to go and make some money.
Yes.
Don't depend on what's in my pocket, depend on what's in my brain to help you figure out a way to go make some money. And that's.
But let me ask you a question. Do you really think, because see, here's where I feel about, I mean, and I know a lot of people out there who want to do interns are probably going to be upset with me saying this. You know, I did interns and I also had a job. I don't know if a lot of interns would be as serious if they were getting paid, because see, I think the motivational level is different, because now they look at it as a job. They're not looking at it as an information source. What can I do to get this information? Because a lot of interns don't require a lot of work. They just want you to come and actually, you know, look at what I'm doing. You give me some feedback, I give you feedback. It's very light.
You're saying it's almost like monitoring a class.
Yes.
As you know, you're watching as opposed to, you know, going hands-on.
Yes. And most interns are like 15 hours or less, or 20 hours or less. So, and for the summer, you know, I'm thinking, I know too many interns that have jobs and still go out and get that experience because they know it's different. If we keep trying to put a price value on it, it's like they're turning everything into a job. They start treating it like a job. I don't know if I should come in. I don't know.
Whoa. As soon as I find that you've got that attitude about I don't know if I should come in because you're treating it like a job, guess what? Keep your little rusty butt home.
Well,
I mean, it's serious business,
yes,
because that's the aspect. That to me is part of the internship, is to demonstrate and show them how responsibility is required. They've got to come to work.
Yes.
And if your payment is information, if your payment is the ability to learn, if your payment is to make contacts, if your payment is to be able to get into a routine that will make you be successful, then that's your payment, and you've got to come for that. If your payment also includes a cash reward or a check,
yes,
or a free meals, whatever that is, then you know that's what you agreed to do it for. The agreement, I think, is the number one aspect of
yes,
the employment, of the contract, of the situation of entrepreneurialism. You've got to be able to make a deal and complete the deal. You can't
yes,
just talk about what you want to do, or just come in and look at each other and figure osmosis is going to make a deal out of something. You've got to go a little bit further than that. We're going to take a short break here. We want to thank everybody for tuning in and being able to realize that, hey, we're at 1378. That's for Mr. Jerry Green and a few other folks that are trying to meet us at the studio. 1378 Industrial Drive in Redlands, the Burlington Coat Factory shopping center.
right across from Rennerson.
Now, if every time I say that, I have to come up with something different, or Burlington's going to have to come up with some coats and sweaters and stuff to, you know.
Yeah, maybe
Right.
I should walk across the street and talk to him.
We'll maybe do that during the break. This
Yes.
is Empire Talks Back. I'm Wallace Allen, happily in our new circumstance here in Redlands, California, between Tennessee and Alabama. We'll be right back after this short break.
Yeah.
Publish your legal notice in West Side Story newspaper. For the best service and the best rates, call 909-384-8131. Publishing legal notices in the city and county of San Bernardino since 1990. West Side Story provides friendly expert service. Call 909-384-8131 to benefit from budget-friendly rates. Whether a fictitious business name, a name change, a divorce summons, or any other legal or public notice, call West Side Story newspaper 909-384-8131. 909-384-8131. That's 909-384-8131.
This is Reverend Judy Wortham-Sauls, First Lady of Holman United Methodist Church, to tell you about something that is of great importance to our communities. Thanks to the Affordable Care Act and Medi-Cal, 6.8 million African Americans became eligible for health care coverage. This is crucial, folks. I often hear personal stories about how Medi-Cal saved a son's, daughter's, or mother's life and saved families thousands of dollars in medical bills. At Holman, we are huge advocates of helping those in need, specifically if you require access to health care, which we all know provides peace peace of mind. Our communities need to thrive, and it all begins with our health. Let's stand up for Medi-Cal and continue to work to safeguard health care for all. The Affordable Care Act also boosts our economy and has created over 330,000 jobs for Californians. Remember, Medi-Cal enrollment is year-round. To find a clinic near you where you'll receive free confidential help to enroll, please visit localclinic.net. That's localclinic.net. Or call toll-free 855-899-PLUS. That's 855-899-PLUS. Stay loud, California.
Kcaa.
We are back. This is Empire Talks back on Wallace Allen. Listen, I want to remind you guys that, California is a shaker. We've got to be prepared for our little earthquakes and other inconveniences as they come along. Living in a beautiful place like California, being prepared for earthquakes, fires, things like that is a small price to pay for the beautiful circumstances that we live in every day here. So, folks, I want to remind you, get your CPR training. If you don't have it, then work on getting it. If you have your first aid kit in your car, great. Buy one for a friend and give it to them. Have one in your car, at your place of work, and in your home. And I think we'll be well prepared for anything that comes up. And it doesn't take genius to know that if you do have a first aid kit, it doesn't hurt to open it up and figure out how to use something, a little Band-Aids, learn how to stop the bleeding and stuff like that. Folks, I'd like for you to be prepared to help me because I am prepared to help you. Now, we're back at it. Miss Tammy, you were telling us about our
Youth Business Conference?
Our Youth Entrepreneurial Conference.
Yes.
We're talking about really the importance of giving our young people the boost that they need so that they can get prepared to take care of our old behinds when we can't do anything.
Yeah.
I mean, folks, that's what you're really talking about when you say education. That's what you're really talking about when somebody says you've got to put your taxes into paying for kids to go to school, and you may not even have any kids. They may not be your kids, but they're going to be the folks that you depend on to know how to stop at the intersection. You're going to be the people that you depend on to know how to be sure that you get your mail on time. They're the people that you want to be, that you're going to be depending on to just share the sidewalk, share the road, share society with you. And you want them to be educated. You don't want them to be dumb, right? So we have to share our resources. And getting our kids into it is part of the deal. If you're a business person, I'd like for you to give Miss Tammy a call and let her know that you're willing to support the development of our young kids, or maybe you're willing to take one of them in as an intern at your business. Is that something that you're doing too, Tammy, trying to place kids with businesses?
Yes, because I've been working with the New Hope Missionary Baptist Church for the last 3 years, and what they try to do is give the students a different experience. So we built a relationship with them, with the Black Chamber of Commerce, and this year I think I placed about 32 kids at different businesses.
Let's slow down and say something else about that church you just mentioned, New Hope Missionary Baptist Church. Every summer, if you're a kid at that school, if you are a high school or a college, attending college or high school, and you are a member and attending New Hope Missionary Baptist Church, every summer they place you in a working environment
by the Black Chamber
and pay your salary.
Pay it.
Pay the salary. And it's not, is it what, 10, 12 bucks an hour?
Yes, whatever minimum wage is and above.
Well, one of the problems might be that sometimes they pay the students more than the workers are getting paid by the employers at the employment site.
But one thing I want to say is that, and I talk to all the kids, is that you have to take advantage of this situation, because it's like, some of them take it and they run with it and they treat it like gold. But then, you have others that, they're thinking like, hey, but I want to tell, one thing I want to point out is you did not have to interview 8 and 9 different businesses before they call you back and to get.
It's a total gift to the kids.
Yes, it's a total gift, but still,
Some of them take the gift and they shine it up and they use it correctly.
Oh, yes.
But because it's a gift, many of them, don't understand in how to use it. But that's okay.
That's okay.
Because once again, the employer's not paying for this. The church is paying.
It's sponsored. Yes.
So at your business, you do have the opportunity to help the kids.
Yes.
Give them some guidance, and it costs you some time as opposed to some money. So the church is paying for the kids to be in an environment, and I just think it's great. First of all, let me say
awesome.
this. I'm one of the things that gives me most pride when people ask me, well, what church do you? I'm a member at New Hope Missionary Baptist Church, and our church helps our kids every summer get these jobs. And I say that not because I'm hating, but because I'm hoping that we are creating a leadership attitude, and maybe that you will do that at your church. And I'm sure whatever you're doing is good, but there are things that we can do that are a little bit more influential and guiding. And helping our children do that is really important. When is your conference, and how?
The conference is July the 24th. It's all over Facebook. If they want to message me on Facebook, Tammy Martin Riles, I'll get them an application for the kids, 13 to 26. And again, it's...
is this a Facebook requirement? I mean,
no.
Do they have to?
No, it's just going out in email. They send me
that's
their
the only way
email
you
address.
told them to get in touch with you.
Well, most youth are on Instagram. I'm on Instagram. They're on Twitter. So that's how they communicate.
Okay.
So I have to communicate how the kids communicate. I am a teacher by day, and I'm going to tell you, they're very quick. They're very quick. They don't do paper. Most of them are text, and I would probably say 99.9% of them, especially if they have a device, either a laptop or a cell phone, they are on Twitter, they are on Snapchat, and they are on Instagram. And I am on all of those. So my interns are on all of those. So if they want to contact me, they can call me directly on my cell, 714-292-0205, and I will get that message back to them, 714-292-0205.
And that's for employers who could provide a site for an intern?
Yes, but also for even for adults, if they want their kids to attend, if an employer wants their interns, whether it's with New Hope Family Life or others, and it's for youth organizations. This is an event that is for your youth, because you know what, we all have to take the leg and run. We all have our different lanes. Our students need, encouragement as far as, their attitudes and all this. That's somebody else's lane. My lane is entrepreneurship. And I think it's all about having, we always talk about multiple streams of income when people are 30 and 35. We need to start teaching our kids at the age of 2. You need to understand multiple streams of income. You can go to college and still get your career going, but if you don't have multiple streams of income, that's called entrepreneurship. That's because when tragedy happens, different things happen, your company is shut down, and we're all left distraught. But if you think of, let me keep all the balls up in the air, then you're not struggling, and then you know your strength. And that's the point that we're trying to get kids to understand. What is your strength? Doesn't mean that you have to go and set up a brick and mortar or go and set up a business, but in the back of your head, you should already know how to swim.
There's some type of something that you should have a passion for, something that you like to do.
That makes money.
Well, I can't think of too many things that a person would like to do that wouldn't convert to money once they talk with someone who has some experience.
Well, let me be honest right there.
Monetize things.
They can like to do it, and the reason I don't like the thing of like to do it, Wallace, a little bit is because...
How about passion? I use the word passion.
Yes, passion. Even passion, because I follow up behind that word of, are you really good at it? And then they chuckle. No, I just like to do it because it's fun. That's why I said, not only if you have a passion for it, because I know many people that have a passion for things, but they're not great at it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that means that, I'm not going to say, that...
Let's think of something that we think is passion, that you have a passion for.
Playing golf.
That you think you can't make any money at. And let's see if Wallace can figure out a way that you can make some money. Matter of fact, let's ask some of your people that are...
Let me turn that off over there. That's me.
Yeah.
We do everything on the radio station.
Don't worry about it. But let's ask some of our people on your line there. to come up with some ideas that they think are not able to be monetized, and let's see how we can monetize some things. Let's see if we can show a little bit of entrepreneurialism to people to let them know that they can figure something out to make some money. Does that make sense? Is that a decent challenge? You have some folks out there that are listening that think that money's impossible to be made for. What's the silly jumping rope?
Yeah, and well, listen.
Can you make money jumping rope, Tammy?
That depends on if you're going to make money with a rope, because see, jump roping.
See, that's what you just did. You just said, "Oh."
Oh yeah, because see, what is it in the rope? Don't just give me a rope. Is it a different material? Is it different technology than what we have? Because we have jump rope competitions. So I can always say you can make money at it. Make a different rope. Does it get dirty? Does it bounce? What is it made with organic materials? I mean, what is it now about the rope that you want? Because I can find something you can make out of anything.
Now, what if there's something about the way the person uses the rope?
There you go. Maybe we need to tie some straps to it. Maybe we need to make it. It's all in the technology, and it's all in. So you can take a simple concept, but how you gonna up that game? And that's the whole thing. How are you going to make it different?
Well, I don't know. One of the first things, I'm into drawing a crowd. So first thing I'm thinking about is, well, if this guy can jump rope and that person can jump rope, let's put a contest together and see who can jump rope the best. Now that may not seem that interesting, but then if you've ever seen a double Dutch, two people jumping on a rope,
or three
or four or five. Now we've got something going on here. But there is a way to monetize it if you are able to jump rope. And I don't know, there's got probably a record for speed. There's probably a record for.
Yes.
Listen, who would have guessed that learning how to ride a skateboard could develop into the kind of monies and contests and activities that people are doing now riding skateboards?
It's $1 million industry.
I was looking at the X Games on TV yesterday, and that little 13-year-old girl won the gold medal for. And I say little because she was small, and I say 13 because she's competing with older folks in their. Old people in their 20s and stuff.
That is funny.
I can think about many parents who told their kids, "Get away from those games. Leave those games on the computer."
Not a good thing. Not a good thing.
But there's people making money in gaming, and there's making money in programming and in coding.
Stop telling your kids to get off the computer.
Stop being old trying to tell young people what's going to be happening in the next 10 years. This is Empire Talks Back. I can tell you what's going to be happening in about 90 seconds. We'll be back right after this short break. Meanwhile, pay attention to our customers, our sponsors. They're important. We'll be right back after this short break. This is Wallace Allen. It's Tammy Martin Riles. Empire Talking Back. We'll be back.
Publish your legal notice in West Side Story newspaper. For the best service and the best rates, call 909-384-8131. Publishing legal notices in the city and county of San Bernardino since 1990. West Side Story provides friendly expert service. Call 909-384-8131 to benefit from budget-friendly rates. Whether a fictitious business name, a name change, a divorce summons, or any other legal or public notice, call West Side Story newspaper 909-384-8131. 909-384-8131. That's 909-384-8131.
This is Reverend Judy Wortham-Sauls, First Lady of Holman United Methodist Church, to tell you about something that is of great importance to our communities. Thanks to the Affordable Care Act and Medi-Cal, 6.8 million African Americans became eligible for health care coverage. This is crucial, folks. I often hear personal stories about how Medi-Cal saved a son's, daughter's, or mother's life and saved families thousands of dollars in medical bills. At Holman, we are huge advocates of helping those in need, specifically if you require access to health care, which we all know provides peace peace of mind. Our communities need to thrive, and it all begins with our health. Let's stand up for Medi-Cal and continue to work to safeguard health care for all. The Affordable Care Act also boosts our economy and has created over 330,000 jobs for Californians. Remember, Medi-Cal enrollment is year-round. To find a clinic near you where you'll receive free confidential help to enroll, please visit localclinic.net. That's localclinic.net. Or call toll-free 855-899-PLUS. That's 855-899-PLUS. Stay loud, California.
You're listening to KCAA, your good neighbor along the way.
Empire Talks back. I'm Wallace Allen. We're here on the Case for Truth and Justice, and we just had some people call in and not call in, but text in, and they were trying to raise money for the Rosa Parks statue. Is that it, Miss Amy?
Yeah, they made a statement at the end.
Well, they're trying to raise money.
Raise money.
They
for
should
the Rosa
call in
Parks.
now. Who is that? And
Patrick Hewitt.
Mr. Hewitt. So he wants some money for the Rosa Parks studio. Patrick, give us a call. What's the number?
It is 888-909-1050.
888-909-1050. Patrick, give us a call. Let's talk about the statue and the money you need. All right, there's Mr. Jerry Green made his way in here. Yeah, sometimes people are able to help with raising money. Sometimes they're not. But we certainly want to be helpful, especially for a Rosa Parks studio, something like that. It's Rosa Parks statue. And I believe it's Patrick the...
Don't know Patrick.
No, I think the artist that put it together. I'm not sure if that's him, but it's a very beautiful statue that he's worked on. So, yeah, give us a call on that. We want to be helpful on that. Jerry, come take a seat.
Trying to get the streaming.
Oh, he's trying to get his streaming and
you're
stuff.
blocking mine?
Okay, yeah, Jerry. So, talking again about our kids, talking again about the responsibilities of adults in giving some exposure to the kids. Business is one of the things that we want to push. Our thoughts for the day one of the thoughts for the day is, what silly idea can we come up with just to prove that folks can make money on doing almost anything?
Well, I don't know if my mic is on. I
Yeah,
can't
it is.
hear the headset. But you was talking about, I was listening as I was coming in about jump roping. There's a device right now out that when you jump rope, it creates electricity. So that's how you can use jump roping to make money and to take it to the next level.
Using the jump rope to create electricity.
Yeah, because
That's
the turns
Mhm.
is twisting inside the rope.
Right.
So they got the device in there to create electricity.
That was the rope that Tammy was just asking about. She said, well, you got to do something special to the rope.
Right.
So now you made the rope produce electricity.
Yeah.
That's great. They have the soccer balls the same way, where you kick the ball and the ball generates electricity, creates a lighting effect. You might want to take that off. It's not working.
I'm thinking you can push the button.
No.
Yeah, you have that. Then also you have the floor, to where you can move on the floor and it creates electricity.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've all done this. Rub the
Carpet.
Rub the
stick
carpet.
Somebody,
Yeah.
Stick somebody. Touch somebody. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Try to. So those are really smart things to think about. I heard a young man talk with nuclear energy. We have all of the problems of the rods that haven't been used up, and they're still full of nuclear juice. What do you call that stuff?
Nuclear juice?
No, it's not juice. But it is nuclear. What do they call it when it's still got the? Anthony said, okay, it's still got energy in them. So all of these nuclear plants with the nuclear waste, and we're concerned about what to do with the nuclear waste. He figured if these things are still dangerous, that means they're still useful, and if they're still useful, we should not have a problem about figuring out and finding a way to take advantage of the fact that there's still energy on those nuclear rods there. But Jerry, the thing that we're saying is that thinking about it, putting some energy in it, usually allows us to come up with some kind of solutions. So.
And something else we need to start teaching our kids is think, how can I make this work? Not, this is not going to work. Keep the mind open, keep the mind receptive to things that's going on. Too many times we become as leaders dream killers. Like that ain't gonna never work. You see, so especially as an entrepreneur, we think of first, how can I make this work, and how can I generate some income versus it's never gonna work. So when someone says, "Oh, that's not gonna work," I say, "Stay over there then," because I don't need the negative influence. I gotta figure out how to make this work.
Some people don't even know what negative is. They're so deep in it. They just. But being supportive is important. But being creative and having that internal determination it's not something that you can make and put in people. It's something they either have inside of them or they don't.
And that's an interesting point, because now it brings up the point of people getting degrees in entrepreneurship from university.
Yeah, how do you get a degree in entrepreneurship? But that's a good question. I mean, we have a young lady, she'll be with us next week, who teaches business, and part of what she's teaching is entrepreneurship, and she requires her students to start a business. So we'll have an opportunity to see exactly how that works out. But yeah, entrepreneurism is not a philosophy.
No, it is. And the thing is, what I just look at that, universities just said, okay, we can make some money because this is a hot topic now, teach entrepreneurship. And it's still just business classes, but they call it entrepreneurship. Because if you ain't got that gut, and if it's not in your gut to go out and figure out today how you're going to eat, then it's just not in you. And I meet so many people who are unemployed, who have MBAs, and the MBAs to me stands for might be able to, because they teach you how to lead an organization. And if it's so strong to go to school and get an MBA, why do we have all these companies, Fortune 100, 500, everything failing? So it's not something, that's why I say might be able to.
Well, and it kind of falls into the collect a check syndrome. And most of us are, most of us would not refuse a check. But at the same time, many of us that have to write checks realize that somewhere along the line, money has to be generated.
And
you have to create something, you have to sell something, and you have to deliver. And all of those things are part of entrepreneurism and part of business. I guess when we say entrepreneur, I started my newspaper with the fact that my wife had a good job. I had just left a good job and had some money and had experience and a desire to start a newspaper. I mean, I'd started one in high school, I started one in college, and to start one when I needed some money made sense to me. But I before I became a publisher, I had to be a salesperson.
Correct.
And I had to go and sell the idea, and I had to sell it a couple of months out front in order for me to feel secure.
You have to get 1,000 no's to understand.
Oh, I mean, here's the deal. I learned that you can't get 100 people in a row to tell you no. And the idea is, well, let's get it on, and let me see if I can. And if I'm willing to ask 100 in order to find the one that'll tell me yes, then I'm gonna be all right.
See, and that's the issue that we deal with today. Our kids don't want to hear no. Once they hear no, it's like they go under the table.
Well, that's because they're mamas and daddies and aunts and uncles and cousins. Because we don't go back. We can't go almost in any direction in history, even in the future, and find people who love being told no. I'd like to be told no because I scratched that one out of the way and say I'm on my way to the yes. I'm not enthused or dealing with the no, except that it's a road sign to me that says I'm closer to the yes.
And what I tell people, and my claim to fame personally, is that I've knocked on over 50,000 doors for my real estate business, door to door. So with that, I know everyone is not going to tell me yes. And if you want to teach a kid to me to be successful, putting his first thing out of high school should be door-to-door sales.
Yes.
From that, he's going to learn, or she's going to learn that no is just part of the process. And being also in the medical field for the Air Force, one of the first things we learn is death is part of health. So as soon as everyone was on rotation, as soon as someone died while we was on rotation at Kcaa Air Force Base in Mississippi in 92, everyone had to go down to touch that dead body. And that teaches you that death is part of health. So with that, you got to teach that failure and no's is part of success in learning your career, your craft, or your business.
That's a good lesson.
Hey, Wallace.
Yes.
Can I switch the subject? Can I bring Sasha Campbell to the stage?
Can I is a phrase that
Well, I would
suggests
like
that there's
to, that I'm gonna
some
go ahead and
obstacles.
go ahead, Sasha, come on in.
Come on in, Sasha, while we have our philosophical discussion about can I and may I. And
Well, you know what? Let me tell you something. I was going to tell you, I'm going to bring Sasha to the stage.
Okay.
she asked if she needed her headsets. I need my headsets because I have to pay attention to Mr. Joe in there. And I've got him on in case the gentleman Patrick calls back about the statue. And so I'm paying attention there. But you don't need to cover up your pretty eyes and head with the headset. You could be like well, no, you're not going to be like Jill.
I'm sure you're a fine man, though. I'm sure you're a fine man.
How are you, Miss Sasha?
I am absolutely wonderful.
Okay.
Good to see you again, Tammy. Thank you for having me, all of you.
Thank you for making it because, we put her through, this transformation. We over here, and then we doing this, doing that dance.
I was going to ask Miss Sasha, are you doing wonderful because the world is treating you so well, or because you just feel great because you're doing great things for the world? Are you helping to make the world a better place, or what?
I am helping to make the world a better place. I feel wonderful because I choose to feel wonderful. There's always something going on, but
everybody
I have the choice.
doesn't know how much control they have about their environment and attitude, and to say I choose is important because the folks who are walking around here sad they chose that too.
So they dwell on it.
Happy to see you choosing well.
Thank you.
Well, let me tell you this about Sasha. I wanted Sasha to come to the show because she's such a magnificent speaker when it comes to educating not only the world but especially business owners about their health. And Wallace, he got that cheek going up.
Side eye.
I am vegan. And so when I met this wonderful lady, and we got Latifah in the background over there, but at Veggie Connection, with Veggie Connection, I gave him apple pie from that Veggie Connection.
the apple.
Oh, that goodness.
The apple crust thing.
Yes. And you and Jared were fighting over it. But
I share.
Supper.
I share.
Yeah, you share, but y'all end up fighting. But Sasha is basically.
She just put the business in the street.
I know I
She
did,
did.
but I
She
pulled
did.
it back. But
She did.
Sasha is.
She should have brought more pies. That's what really happened.
Well,
she should, instead of bringing
Tell
one
you
little
what,
pie.
tell you what, we're gonna rectify
one
this.
little pie to split between two big men, and then you want to figure out, well, why are they trying to split the pie? And how come he's because you didn't bring enough pie. So you want
Wallace,
Look,
you
I'm gonna
have to
slide back.
choose.
Y'all ain't gonna have
Wait
me
a minute.
in
Watch
this
this. Watch this. Wallace, you have to choose to let it go.
Okay.
Well, but we're going to rectify this because the next time I'm on, the next time Veggie Connection's on, we're going to bring wonderful vegan treats for you guys to
Listen,
taste.
I'm going to try to rush that and make that really happen quick.
Okay,
I'm
we will
going to
do
move
that.
into the break right now so
Okay.
that we're moving toward tomorrow as quick as possible.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, this is Empire Talks Back. We have Miss Sasha with us today. She has written a book called The Well, and from her presence and everything, I'm just speculating that she's going to tell us that the well is deep inside of us, and that all we got to do is
y'all don't see the movement. He's
come
doing
on
all
back
this.
out
Oh
with it
my
like
Because
that.
he chooses.
So I'll choose to hurry up so that Joe can do these commercials and we can come back and hear about what's going on inside of your well.
That's it now.
Thank you.
Yes.
Publish your legal notice in West Side Story newspaper. For the best service and the best rates, call 909-384-8131. Publishing legal notices in the city and county of San Bernardino since 1990. West Side Story provides friendly expert service. Call 909-384-8131 to benefit from budget-friendly rates. Whether a fictitious business name, a name change, a divorce summons, or any other legal or public notice, call West Side Story newspaper 909-384-8131. 909-384-8131. That's 909-384-8131.
This is Reverend Judy Wortham-Salst, First Lady of Holman United Methodist Church, to tell you about something that is of great importance to our communities. Thanks to the Affordable Care Act and Medi-Cal, 6.8 million African Americans became eligible for health care coverage. This is crucial, folks. I often hear personal stories about how Medi-Cal saved a son's, daughter's, or mother's life and saved families thousands of dollars in medical bills. At Holman, we are huge advocates of helping those in need, specifically if you require access to health care, which we all know provides peace of mind. Our communities need to thrive, and it all begins with our health. Let's stand up for Medi-Cal and continue to work to safeguard health care for all. The Affordable Care Act also boosts our economy and has created over 330,000 jobs for Californians. Remember, Medi-Cal enrollment is year-round. To find a clinic near you where you'll receive free confidential help to enroll, please visit localclinic.net. That's localclinic.net. Or call toll-free 855-899+. That's 855-899+. Stay loud, California.
KCAA, where every day is a great day.
This is Empire Talks Back. I'm Wallace Allen. We're here on the case for truth and justice and wellness. You know, truth, you can't tell if it's the truth, and you don't know if you're getting justice, and if you're not well, all of that stuff is confusing. What is wellness? What is feeling good? How do we get to that? Miss Sasha, talk to us. How are you doing today?
I'm absolutely excellent.
She said it. I don't know why I
You
asked
can keep
her.
asking me.
She says she's wonderful. She's gonna say she's wonderful, and she's gonna be wonderful. Don't ask her how she's doing. Ask her what you should do. Sasha, what should I do to be like you?
Well, the thing is, I don't want you to be like me. I want you to be the best version of yourself.
That's very good.
So the first way to get to that is owning how you feel in the moment. So I'm going to pose a question to you all. How do you all feel?
Awesome.
Excellent. Wonderful. There's anything... Mindful is a good thing. Staying present in the moment allows you to really channel how you're feeling and just feel how you're feeling. We're in a numbed up society. We don't feel anything.
Because numbed up society.
We are.
Ooh,
because
like
when people think numb or addicted, they think illegal drugs. But some of the most addictive habits and things that we're in touch with are legal.
Mm-hmm.
Like sugar, like social media, like stress, you know, all that stuff we have access to, and it is very, very addicting. And the way we eat. And oftentimes the way we eat is directly linked to how we feel. And in my book, The Well Where Fitness Begins From Within, I talk about if you're eating outside of hunger, you're eating based on an emotional stimuli. And it's either happiness, but most likely it's sadness, frustration, guilt, shame, and all that stuff that causes us to eat the foods that continuously make us feel guilty, sad, heavy, disgusted, shameful. So if we can get to the root of why we eat, what we eat, the prevailing thought that comes up when we want to go for something that's going to give us a temporary high. Once we get to that prevailing thought, then we can naturally be attracted to the foods that will give us life and make us feel good.
So we should, as a great man, or a man who proved to be very great and influential, said, eat to live and not live to eat. That was the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I remember how he influenced many lives in the early 50s with his statement, changing people's lives. I didn't pay a lot of attention to that statement until probably I got in after college.
Right.
Started being a little more conscious about things and decided that eating, well, you know, I'll take that back. It was probably in college when I was able to rationalize it, since I didn't have money to
that too
to go chase some of those things.
But after you graduated and you could afford more than ramen, what was your excuse? You know what I'm saying?
Ramen being my youngest son.
Oh, okay. I can't.
But no, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, no, taking control and keeping control. You can, you know, you take control for a while, and then, you know, you get so happy and proud about how in control you are that you lose control. Right. You know, ooh, I just lost 30 pounds. Look at here. And you go out and you gain 10 pounds. You know?
Exactly. And that's why it's important to get to the root of why we eat. Because diets, I don't prescribe diets. I prescribe lifestyles. And there's a huge industry that's making hundreds of millions of dollars on the fact that you do not know how to eat because you do not know what's causing you to eat what you eat. And they are fully aware of this. Yes. So what I do is let people know we're going to have to do the inner work. Typically, especially the new year comes or spring comes or summer, everybody wants to look good. They want to look good. They don't care how it feels. They want to look good. But in order to look good and for it to stick, you have to do the inner work. And no one wants to do that work because the society that we live in is fast, and microwaves.
Well, then we also have moved into a concept of where, when we say look good, you've got a lot of different attitudes now. When we say look good, some folks say that if you say I don't look good,
way too many phrases now.
Maybe you're body shaming me now.
Right.
And there are some bodies that I know there was a time when I looked at my body, I was ashamed of it. And,
Me too.
If nobody else was ashamed of it, that wasn't what my issue was. But now we have a situation where it's almost like you can't tell somebody they've got a hangy in their nose.
Right.
Okay?
Please tell me.
Oh, I want to know.
Right.
I definitely want to know.
Yeah.
But there are other people.
Doing all that, you don't have to do a check.
Right, but there's something different about being concerned about someone's health. How do you express that? You want to? We get ready to go do a contract. We're working. We're getting ready to make this money, and the person you're getting ready to deal with is hacking and coughing, and nose is running, and eyes are this, and they don't look like they're gonna make it.
Right.
But
So
they want to sign a contract with you to get something done. I'm not into body shaming. I'm not into trying to determine how great your lifestyle is. But I do want you to be healthy if I'm gonna. I do want you to be able to perform if I'm gonna. So there is a concern that overlaps from my business into some real personal business with
Absolutely.
you if we're going to do business.
Absolutely. See, there's a thing called culpability, and a lot of people do not want to deal with that. It's not about body shaming. I'm slim, always have been slim, and people look at me like, well, you don't understand my issues, but the reality is, especially being African-American woman, men want you thick, and I've never been thick. And anytime I attempted to be thick, I became unhealthy because that's not the way I was made. So what I tell my clients to do is, I'm here to guide you to your best lane. Find and maintain your best lane. It has nothing to do with me. When you start doing things to clean up your mindset and clean up your diet, that doesn't mean you're going to look like me. You're going to look like your best you. That's what you're supposed to look like. But once again, because no one wants to do the work inside, we see an image, a facade, because ultimately it's a facade of someone, and say, she's getting or he's getting that attention. I want to look like that. They're sealing their deals. They're getting all this endorsements, but I want to look like that. But the question is, does that maintain? Are you going to go home? Are you going to sleep well? Are you happy with yourself? Are the people looking at you, your children and all that, what do they have to model wellness after? We have to be responsible for the current state that we're in, whether you're too thin or too heavy, whether you're diseased or not. We have to take that moment to be responsible for where we are at, because everything happens for us and not to us. If you are obese, there's a lesson in that. If you are anorexic, there's a lesson in that, and it can be reversed. If you are diseased, there is a way to get back in ease. You were born in ease. If you are now diseased, it's your job to get yourself back in a state of ease. But it's easier to say that I'm too busy. It's easier to say that I've been pursuing my goals. It's easier to say I've been chasing business and I don't have time.
It's much
but what
easier
business are you going to have if you don't have your health?
It's much easier to deal with what we call the normalcy bias. And the normalcy bias is we're so used to seeing people big. When they lose weight and get healthy, we ask them, are they sick?
There it is.
And that's the normalcy bias. Something else, Wallace, you spoke on, is that if you're a CEO or top level management, then your company's going to take insurance policy out on your head. Because if you die, then they're going to want to use that money to continue to build a business. But we don't think of that as small businesses. Like you said, someone out of shape, you're like, this deal ain't gonna last a year, 2 years, what we project. So you were right on point with that. But corporate America sees that, and they put insurance on there to keep people ahead.
Let's spread this concept into a wider arena. Actually, what we're talking about is discipline.
Absolutely.
We're talking about controlling our own self.
Yes.
Now, when we get in our cars, we want to control the other car. You know, we want to control all of these other things. You know, and when you think about it, the only thing on the planet that you have a right to even think about controlling is your attitude.
Yes.
Because with your attitude, you can drive yourself to the ease position as opposed to being diseased about what's going on.
Absolutely.
You have the ability to choose, and we make those choices constantly. So, folks, it sounds like we're talking about eating healthy, choosing to eat things that are going to keep you in harmony with yourself. That requires some routine
Discipline.
and habit and discipline. And the same thing that it takes to eat well, it takes to live well.
Absolutely.
If you're going to decide to, let's keep it basic. If we're walking across the jungles of life and we hear the lion roar, understand there's some people that we're walking with who want to go see why the lion is roaring. Now, in my particular pursuit, I think chasing to see what the lion is roaring about is inappropriate action. For me, hearing the lion roar gives me some direction. Go the other way. So, with that, discipline.
Yes.
If I'm eating this and it's bulging me up and it's not making me feel good as good tomorrow as it made me feel, eating that pie. Yeah. There's a pie. There's a lime. What is it? Key lime pie.
Yes.
Oh man, that thing touches some stuff in my system that really makes me feel good.
Additionally,
For a moment.
But the second bite
Addiction.
never tastes as good as the first bite. So my discipline is, when you get ready to eat your key lime pie, when you get ready to enjoy all of the great things that life has for you, it should be, and if you're ready to go to the casino and test your luck, you don't have to spend all your money. The first dollar, God only needs the first dollar. If he's going to make you lucky, he's going to make you lucky. If you're going to make the right choices, you're going to make the right choice. You're going to make the wrong choices.
We're going to have to bring Sasha back.
Sasha back and everybody else back. We want to bring all of you folks back. We do want to welcome you to our new digs. We made it out here, got started on time, and we're going to unfortunately end on time. This is Empire Talks back to me, Sasha Campbell.
Garbett.
Thank you for your beautiful attitude in coming out. Tammy, thank you. Jerry, thank you. And Joe, thanks for letting me know. We'll be back next week under two circumstances. One, if the good Lord's willing. Two, if the creek don't rise. God bless you. You know the creek rose. It obviously rose, but we got here back.
The after show.
The after show.
After party.
After
Yes.
show. Very good.
After party.
You're going to tell them how to get there.
Hey, watch Tammy Martin Riles live on Facebook. We'll be right back with you with Sasha and the team.
See you guys.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.
A wild one at Fenway where the Yankees and Red Sox duke it out for close to 6 hours. And after 512 pitches and 16 innings, the Yankees are the last ones standing as they win at 4-1. Matt Holliday ties it up at 1 with a solo shot off Craig Kimbrell in the ninth.
Feels good to help the team win and come up with a hit like that against a pitcher like Kimbrell.
Red Sox starter Chris Sale with 13 strikeouts through 7 2/3.